Rise and embrace the change, wild ones. It's Bernadette. No, really, it's me. It's me. I know my hair is totally different, but it's me. And I'm here with your Pick a Card Tarot reading for Sunday, January 23rd, 2021. The chakra is the crown chakra, thank goodness. When you see the card that has come up for y'all today, thank goodness. And, you know, the sun is the ruling planet, so I've got my moon and my sun. We've got the light, we've got the dark, my cutie pie little thing. And a bunch of y'all keep asking me where I get my jewelry. When you like my jewelry, I'm just going to include the links to the artists on Etsy. I bought a lot of stuff from Etsy. I love supporting, you know, independent artists. I just love that. So this reading today may run a little bit long. Stick with it as long as you want. And what I'm not going to do is go deeply into the traditional tarot card meanings of like the card that came out for you today or the spirit animal meanings that came out for you today, because I'm going to be channeling Aesop, like Aesop's fables, because you just can't make this stuff up, period, end of story. I don't care how good a story writer you are, nobody can make this kind of stuff up. So I didn't realize this until I went looking. But this card, in all the months that I've been doing these daily readings, has never shown up until today. It's the snake card. It's the tower card. Now, before you go, woo, I'm telling you here and now, this is the best card that could ever come out for you, maybe all this year. And I can't even imagine why it didn't come out last year. I have asked the animal allies to tell me. They'll give me an answer eventually. But here's why this card is so important. So I got my hair did. And the journey to this super short pixie thing is no joke when you start doing what? Connecting the dots. So traditionally, the Tower Tarot card is cataclysmic change and upheaval. And, you know, people really get bugged out, man, when they see this card. And snake, you know, the fear of snakes is like the third biggest fear, or no, I think it's actually like the second biggest fear shared by humanity, or especially people in the United States that we've polled. And people fear snakes over actual death. Can you believe that? That's nuts. So, you know, snakes are all about change. They're all about shamanic journeying, because when they shed their skin, which they do, poor critters, 4 or 5 times a year, they've got a second eyelid that closes over their eyes. It looks like a milky substance. It's, the shaman, you know, have for decades and decades, maybe even centuries, equated that with, you know, the journey to the other world. Included in the comments below, you've got links to all kinds of snake articles. They're of particular fascination to me because of my attachment to them, because of the triple Scorpio thing, being a snake in both Chinese, you know, zodiac and the Celtic zodiac, and also in the Native American zodiac, and Mayan. And so also when I was younger, there wasn't a week that didn't go by that I didn't have some kind of crazy dream about talking to snakes. No joke. So all that said, so why this card is so important for you, and why I'm asking you to really just take a step, take a breath, and consider the story that's going to unfold, is because of what it's going to mean in your life. Because something really big hit me this morning. I just was like, wow. Okay, duh, Bernadette. The energy that we exchange, me with you all and you all with me, there are umpteen of y'all and only one of Bernadette. So in some ways I feel a little guilty, because I feel like I'm getting more back from you all than I give, just because of sheer volume, right? Now, that said, that's a faulty way of thinking, because if I am the universe and you are the universe, we're all equal in every single way, spiritually, energetically, emotionally, you know, you get it. So I'm working on shedding the skin of that false paradigm, false belief, and adopting the true knowing that I will give you back as much as you give me. And it doesn't even have to be that way. I love what I do. I hope that it's helpful for you all, and I'm just going to continue to do it, right? But what that led me to was an awful lot of thought about why this card would show up now. And one of the reasons that I went and got super short cutie pie hair is my journey with my hair since I was crazy sick and almost died at the end of 2019. I can't even begin to tell you. I just can't begin to tell you. And we're all attached to something about ourselves physically, usually. And my hair happens to be one of them. I don't know why. I just got a thing about hair. What can my hair? I don't care about anybody else's hair. I mean, wear what you want. I hope you feel comfortable in it. And God knows, to me, you're going to look beautiful just the way you are. That's how I've always seen people, right? But for me, I need my hair to be right. So when all of this happened with my health scare, the Tower card happening for me, I remembered learning that everything that is dramatic doesn't have to be traumatic. Consequently, I have not shed a tear over almost dying. I have not been depressed. I have not let it stop me from doing anything. I have not let it. I have not let it. In fact, it had the opposite effect on me. I gave the finger. And I was like, yeah, we're not bringing me down. If I had warmed up, I might even sing you some Elphaba, from Wicked, because nobody's going to bring me down, right? That's just not happening. Even you, universe, because I'm part of you. And if I don't choose to do that, because we're the same, we are each other, there's my own decision. So you don't have to bring yourself down. And understand, I understand, because I believe it, that we choose these transformations and how they're going to go. I believe that. I just don't believe anything is random. Case in point. Shout out to the gal I was just on the phone with, who happened to call. The story about her in a situation I can't go into, but when I tell you, I haven't heard from this person in a while, but she called 20 seconds after I pulled this card. And this is what is happening for her at the moment. Well, the story with my hair is when it started falling out, I had the hair that y'all see with me in the picture with the llama, right? Where are you? Over there. And I love that hair. I did. I loved it. And then it fell out and I looked like Gollum. I did. And so I had to get it cut. So I went in to get it cut with the gal that's been cutting my hair for like 5 years. And she took one look at me and she said, "You sick?" And I went, "No, I'm studying method acting for a role I have in a movie coming up. Yes, I'm sick." And so that was it. She didn't bother to ask about it. She didn't bother to help me to my chair. And I was like stumbling one slow little step at a time. I could barely stand up, but I was going to get my hair done. I was not going to look like that anymore. And I sat in that chair for 2 hours while she rambled and rambled on about herself, her behind stuff that she's got going on financially, this and that. And I just didn't have the battery for it. And I said, "Listen, I always listen to you, always. You don't know anything about me because you never ask." And I said, "But I'm sick and I need some space and I don't have the battery for your trauma today. Could you either just let it be, or could you get in on another subject?" That pissed her off. She was mad, mad, mad. Consequently, I got a terrible haircut and she turned my hair black. So I left, and then I went to another person to try to get it corrected, and she gave me 2 different haircuts. I had one haircut on one side of my head and one haircut on the other side of my head, and we're getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and I'm like, here we go. Anyway, I let that hair issue just eat me up all last year. And finally, the spirit animals, the animal allies were like, "Okay, we've had enough about your dang hair. You get your behind on camera and you start getting our messages out. That's it. It's your job. It's what you signed on for. Get over it. It's just hair." That came to me in a dream. I said, all right. So back last October is when I first started doing the videos, the daily readings. And it's been the joy of my life. And I thank each and every one of you so much. You all have helped me heal in ways that I didn't even know I needed to heal, which is crazy because, again, I'm showing up for you, right? Okay. But what this led me to was when I went into the gal yesterday, and by the way, I got tired of picking my hair out one little strand at a time to make it look like I had some hair. And then in my videos, a couple times I saw myself lean down. I was like, oh, there's my bald spot. And I'm really not that vain. Truly, I'm not. But everybody's got something, right? Okay. So I went into this old gal yesterday. And I just said to her, I need to change. I need to look younger and fresh and hip. Enough with the old lady bouffant hair. There's enough of that running around Florida. At least I don't have blue hair like a lot of the people in Florida. You know, the old people can't see above their steering wheel. And who, by the way, caused the majority of accidents in Florida. Just saying. And somebody shoot me if I ever get to that place and I'm trying to drive, right? Just shoot me. So she gave it to me, boy. She gave me that change. And at first when she started cutting, I'd never had anybody cut my hair with that method before, and I started sucking wind. But I didn't want to freak her out. She put her hand on my shoulder and she said, trust me. I said, okay. And I just went into the zone. That was it. Now, I love my hair. My hair has everything to do with your reading, just so you know. But in my head, I was going to have to embrace all this dramatic change. And then what I realized was, Bernadette, I walked into my kitchen and I looked at a picture. There it is. It's going to be hard. It'll be a little hard to see. It's a very old picture, but it's me and my mom and my sister when I was very young. I was like 3, maybe 3.5 or 4. And I didn't remember, but then I went and grabbed a family album. My mom kept my hair in this kind of pixie cut almost from the day I was born until I was probably 8. I had this haircut in some of the most beautiful, beautiful times of my life. And there's been a running theme quite a bit lately that for people to get back to their inner child. Again, a term I don't love. It's very overused. But to find that innocence inside of you and that hopefulness and that dreamer and that person who's not afraid to take risks and go through change and try new things. And if you weren't that person as a child, well, it's time to turn into a child. It's time to turn into that version of a child, or at least embrace and utilize all of those beautiful, beautiful things. And what I ultimately realized was that the whole drama with the hair that's lasted 1.5 years, that's me. That was just me. Just me. I made it traumatic. It didn't have to be traumatic. But more importantly, it was the universe gearing me up for this moment when I realized and then could share with you all about the inner child. Now, here's what's also cuckoo crazy. I can't divulge it yet, but you guys know that I have a new book coming out in March that I'm going to run a Kickstarter again. And I got a new book coming out. Oh, I love it. There's the cover. And there's a new deck coming out this coming year also. It's an oracle deck that will be an accompaniment deck to the arc, meaning you can use it as a standalone oracle deck, or you can take any of the cards that you want to put in to the big deck, and you can have 200 cards in the deck if you want. Or you can pull just the tarot out of the deck, right? It's like Mr. Potato Head for tarot and oracle card lovers and animal lovers. That's what it was intended to be to begin with. It didn't hit me until when I pulled this card just now, this morning. I can't divulge how it's unfolding, but it is absolutely, the intention is about inner child as well as a couple of other things. And there you have it. So the whole point of today's tarot reading, the spirit animal symbolism, the meaning, at all. Last year was traumatic for a lot of people, and it never had to be. And if you're continuing to carry around that energy, dump it, shed it. Let your eyes roll in the back of your head, go into a trance, and get rid of that crazy nonsense that you no longer need and probably never needed to begin with. Next, I don't know what you got to do to have fun in your life, to laugh so loud that the neighbors 5 streets over can hear you. Laugh so hard that, snot comes out of your nose, and, you cry, and you just, you got to sit down because you don't even have that kind of strength. You're laughing so hard. Man, you got to get one of those in sometime in this coming week, today preferably, but you got to get one of those in. And if the opposite helps you, if the opposite, which is, today is the crown chakra day, and the sun is going to bring you clarity in all of these dark spaces and places, just set the intention of the animal allies and the sun and yourself just showing you what really could use some big change, just some tower change, because this card is really about divine love. Now, not in the way, that a parent pops a kid on the behind and says, "I do it because I love you." It's not like that. It is that at our most divine, we see. At our most divine, we understand, we know. And where we're at the moment, you might. I gotta feel confident that somebody out there that this is watching this reading today is, way ascended, more ascended than me, right? But it's not a contest, and there are no levels, and there's, it's not like that. But everybody comes to their own thing at their own time, and whatever it is that you want clarity on, you've been trying and trying and trying. Oh, I just had a conversation with somebody. Oh my gosh, this poor person. They just keep trying to achieve something, and every time they try something new, they'll call me. And I've had the no, and they do it anyway. And that's not a, you should listen to Bernadette. It's a, I just feel badly for this person because they keep repeating the same pattern. And they keep doing this. Wonk, wonk, wonk. One day they're going to show up on Skype or Zoom, and they're going to have a big old bruise on their forehead, just energetically. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to be like, you need some ice on that? So that's it. We got to start passing out spiritual ice packs, you guys, for people that keep bruising themselves spiritually. That's what we've got to do. We're going to make spiritual ice packs. So it really is an act of divine love that you're going through this. But if you ascribe to this notion that you are the universe, then really you're putting yourself through whatever it is that you're going through in whatever way that you're going through it. Because you always have the choice to say stop. You always have the choice to stop and reset every single time. That's your choice. And oftentimes people don't, because they just are like, well, if I do this, this, and this is going to happen. Really? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it would happen, but because you set the intention, if I do this, I just know this person's going to say this person's going to do this is going to happen, and then it's going to end up right back here. Maybe, maybe not. So this might be, be a good thing to try to allow that total shedding to come through. Allow the lightning and the thunder and the, what looks so horrifying and electrocuting and everything in the Tower card. Electricity and fire are life-giving. And maybe you're going through trauma and have been going through trauma and been being electrocuted or on fire unnecessarily. But I could probably pretty much guarantee it. Now, that could spin us off into a whole philosophical thing about, karma and all that kind of thing. That's not this video. That's not this reading for the day. This video for today, I've shared with you what the animal allies told me to share. And the awakenings that hair, my ego over hair, brought, I would hope the next time, if it ever does, something dramatic happens in my life, I would hope that I don't treat it with the same traumatic mentality. What a putz. I just sat, looked at myself this morning and went, you're a putz, Bernadette. Stop being a putz. So these are the conversations I have with myself. And so If you could only know how grateful I am for you guys, and if you could only know how much I believe in you. I don't have to know you. You don't ever have to have commented or emailed me. I can feel your energy. And I thank you for everything you've done for me. And I'm so proud of what you're about to do for yourself and everyone around you. So, on this very divine, blessed Sunday, there's the benediction on this holy day. And I just most sincerely hope it was helpful. I love you guys. I want you to stay wild.